at the Native American Festival in Brooklyn, and I'm serving at a booth. What's the name of the booth? Turtle, and I'm just gonna ask Tony a few words. So Tony, could you tell me what nation you belong to? You're Native American, right?
I'm Uncle Charles and Paul Monkey.
Uncle Charles and Paul. Okay, and where are those located?
That's in Long Island, New York, and Virginia.
Oh, and Virginia.
There's only 2 active nations on Long Island, the Reds, and that's Otter and Shinnecock.
Okay. And is this the first Native American festival? I mean,
Here, yes, first time here.
Yeah.
Prospect Park.
What do you think is important to have this kind of festival?
Because this way the people get the chance to see that we're still here. You know, a lot of times people don't think that you're active or they think you're not around no more. So this is a way of letting the new people know that we're still here.
Yeah. So do you still speak mother tongue? Because I know
I'm learning, yeah.
you're learning. So what if you have a message to give, everyone that's watching, what do you want them to know about the Native people?
That we're still here. You never know. People look and you wouldn't know because, unless we're dressed up, you wouldn't know we're Native.
Right.
But don't assume that there's no more left because we're still here.
And I find it interesting because if I saw you out in the street, I wouldn't know you're Native.
Right.
Because you look like a European.
Right. People think I'm Spanish.
Yeah. So
Italian.
are you an original Native or you're mixed? Original. Okay. So they did have different shades of nations.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But over the years, 200 years ago, we used to take people in to the Reds, and they would stay. We would adopt them in. A lot of us.
What kind of people?
Yeah, all kinds.
Oh, okay.
Black people, white people.
Oh, so they kind of get mixed in.
Yeah, they kind of got mixed in on the Reds. But most residents are like that.
Okay. So I see you have some interesting
I do.
jewelry. So could you tell us?
This I just picked up today. It's about Bigfoot. We believe in Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Most of us.
Okay.
And the lady had it, one of the vendors today, so I had to get
So you
it.
bought it. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
And then other ones are silver. The turtles, because I'm Turtle Clan.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I wear a lot of turtle stuff.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Nice talking to you. Yeah.
That's it. your name is?
Denise, right up, Ashton Dunkley.
Okay, Denise. And we're currently at a Native American fair. And could you tell us which nation you belong to?
So I'm from the Nanticoke Glen Lenape Nation.
Could you say it slow? 'Cause
The Nanticoke Glen Lenape Tribal Nation. We're headquartered in Bridgeton, New Jersey. And as we know, this is all Lenape-Hoking.
okay. The
so
land.
the land, yeah. So of course we're in New York, but Lenape-Hoking extends all the way to New Jersey, parts of Pennsylvania, Delaware, and a little bit of Maryland.
Okay. And is this the first festival?
This is
fair.
the first
fair.
This is the first fair that I've been to here at Picnic House in Prospect Park.
Okay. So what do you think is important to maintain Native American culture?
So as the original stewards of this nation, we predate this nation. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that and acknowledge the inherent rights and sovereignty of the first people of this nation that predate the nation, and make sure we're giving that respect and allow it to transfer over to caring for this land, especially in this time of climate crisis that we're facing.
Also, I noticed because the first natives I spoke to, if I saw them outside, they actually look like Europeans.
Yes.
And I spoke to another set, and they look like me. And now I'm speaking to you, and you look a little different than the other two. So, could you explain to our audience there's a variety?
So that's the misconception about indigenous people. Indigenous people are like the rainbow. We come in all sorts of colors. The diaspora of indigenous people just spreads throughout the world. So depending on where you are, you may look differently. Maybe you've had contact with Europeans, maybe longer than others. Maybe you live in a certain section of the nation where maybe your features are different because of the climate and the traditions and inherent spaces, that you're in. But we all look very different. It's important to acknowledge those differences and not think that we all look like Hollywood and, or some made-up myth from like a Clint Eastwood movie or John Wayne or something like that.
Exactly. But I thought I'd ask because, in fact, Thanksgiving we went to the National Day of Mourning. But usually I don't get a chance to actually speak with others So if you have like a message to share with my viewers, what would the message be?
So I think the biggest takeaway for the viewers is just to remember that indigenous people come in all sizes, shapes, and colors. We don't have to fall into the myth of maybe if they look a little different, then they don't exist. Or maybe if they're of mixed blood, they no longer exist. That's a systemic problem that's been put into government politics for government benefit. And so, once you're indigenous, you're always indigenous, and you don't lose your indigeneity.
And do you still speak the language?
I do not. We are a work in progress because of early contact here on the East. If you weren't removed from this area and mandated to not speak it any longer because of the push for reservations and the push into boarding schools, then you were here and you were forced to assimilate. So much of our language, we say, was silenced, but we're reviving it and we're practicing. And we're blessed to have certain people throughout our, not just our communities, but throughout history that we're able to hold on to it and document it so that we now can learn from it. So it's a work in progress.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for, just coming over and wanting to chat.
Thanks. Thanks that you're friendly. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, Oh, all of family. I'm gonna ask. Can we get a picture with
Oh,
you?
yeah, sure.
Could you take a picture? Maybe we should have video. Oh. Good dog picture.
We're on a video though.
We're gonna
Go
video.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Okay, now I have the right way. Okay, so could you tell me your name, please? Who you are?
Okay. Delense Shakupaka, aka Yuri Ridgeway. My name is Yuri Ridgeway. I am the elected chief of the Nanakoke Lenape people out of Bristol, New Jersey.
Okay, and you hosted this program. It was very nice. So could you just explain to us why you think this program is important and what it was about?
This program is important because we need to spread the message to remind people that we are still here. So many times we've been written out of history or forgotten about in history, forgotten about in the history books and the texts, in the school systems, educational systems, universities, the town councils, city councils. We're forgotten about. And it's important to remind people that we are still here and that we're not just something that you see in the John Wayne movies or on the big screen. We're live, we're walking amongst everybody right here in New York City and everywhere else across this country, and that's the message we try to share, to try to let people know about. That's why it's important.
Okay, and one of the things I'm fascinated about, because you're the fourth native person I'm speaking to today, and you all look different.
Yes.
So could you just kind of give us a
Rundown on that one?
Yeah.
Usually, or a lot of times in my performances, we will ask the crowd, who has native blood in them? I guess even before that, I'll ask, what does when I say Native American, Indian, what's the first thing that comes to mind? We always get feathers and teepees and things of that, warriors, stuff of this nature. And then I ask, well, how many of us have native blood in us, in the crowd? By show of hands. And he raised hands up. And I let people know that, okay, you see everybody with hands up in the air? That's what Native American looks like today. And so that's why we all look so much different. Even amongst us, even as pure Indian people, we look different from territory to territory, from different parts of the country. We look different. But even today, the main thing is that we have so much diversity, even with us, where we marry other nations and different things. We look a lot different than what the stereotypical Native American is.
Okay.
That's why we are what we are today.
So you keep referring to yourself as Indian. I know Columbus was lost when he came here and thought he was in India. So why do you guys keep referring to yourself as Indians? I think it's time to decolonize that.
Well, some people, they say that, using the term Indian, what's the correct term to use? The correct term will be whatever tribal nation we're from, because we're just one of 500 and 600 nations that are within the continent United States alone. Okay. Now, the term Indian for me, and this is my belief on it, when Columbus was sailing the sea looking for India, checking out spice, that's a falsehood. Because India, the country India, did not exist. There was Hindustan. There was no India.
Oh, which was what? What was it called?
Hindustan.
Oh, Hindustan. Okay.
Okay, there was a Hindustan. There was no India. India did not exist. That's first of all. And then second of all, he's looking for spices. And everyone knows that they're not putting spices in any of their foods, so why would they be looking for spices? So we know that's my little funny that goes along with it. But Columbus, he called us Los Indios, people that are in with God. And so calling us Indians and Los Indios, meaning that we're in with God because our spirituality, our relationship with creation, with God, was so personal. It was something we did on an everyday basis. That's why he called us that. And therefore, for me, and this is my own personal take on it, the call us Indian is that we are in with God, Los Indios.
Oh, okay. So I'm learning something new today. I'm glad I spoke to you.
Yeah.
And these dances, I find that the dances were very fascinating. So why do you feel like dance is a good way of transferring the culture or teaching it?
That's how a lot of us learn. A lot of us, textbooks are one thing.
Yeah.
Going inside of a classroom and learning in front of a classroom. Some people learn that way, other people don't. All of us can relate to music. All of us can relate to dance.
Right.
And if we can share those songs and share dances, we have a better chance of reaching somebody because they feel that connection.
Okay.
And so we tell the stories that go along with those teachings of those songs, the teachings of those dances. And actually the songs and the dances were an everyday part of our beings. So we had dances for all kinds of things. To honor the corn, like I said, the Three Sisters. We had dances for war. We had dances for ceremony. We had dances for many different reasons. But we would go out and dance.
Okay, that's great.
And so that's why dances are important to share, because it's a way of communicating on a level that everyone can relate.
Okay, great. Now, if you have one message to say to all the people that's going to be singing, what would the message be?
My message is that us as Lanai Lenape people, we still exist today. That's my message.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Nation.
Thanks. If you want to
Lenape people. We've been in contact and trading for cloth, this bright colored cloth and beautiful ribbons for 500 years. So therefore it's become part of our tradition to wear shirts of this style in this way. You see, I'm wearing on my headdress, I'm wearing these eagle feathers that are given to me and presented to me in this way. This is also on here, on the patterns that you see, the patterns with the porcupine quill, the deer antler buttons that you have, and many, many different feathers that are dropped across my back. I'm going to be carrying my eagle feather staff. I'm also going to be carrying our war club as I'm out here doing this dance style. I don't even know what I'm dancing yet until they tell me that stuff. Oh, they're going to give me a sneak up song? I'm going to grab my fan here. Is this here? No, it's usually not common for myself to talk about my dance style like this. I will do this here. So this is my dance that I want to give you. And you can give me a round of applause. I won't mind that too much.